week. I believe that you're going to get a chance to see some of the crowd filtering in this morning, and they expect a nice turnout. Earlier this week, the reported number of tickets, over 32,000. That was all the way back on Tuesday. That was a week after Boise State filled Albertsons Stadium to the brim for the season opener. And joining us live on Bronco Roundup Game Day on the Blue, Cody Gougler, Associate Athletic Director at Boise State. And how impressed were you guys by the turnout of Bronco Nation last week, selling out this place, getting it to capacity, Cody?
It was awesome. It was everything that we could have ever asked for. Bronco Nation continues to just amaze us. We're just so grateful. It's a special, special place. That's what our student athletes deserve. It was electric. It was rocking in here. And we are so excited. We're a little over 35,000 tickets out for today's game. Little early morning kick. Let's play some ball.
Hey, I pay attention to obviously passing stats, rushing numbers, all these things. I know you guys are keyed into a few other numbers. One thing I noticed at kickoff last week, I don't know if I've ever seen Albertsons Stadium so full at kickoff. I was told only 100 or so fans really came in within that half hour after the game started. What went into that? Because I do remember last year, the season opener, took a while to get everybody into the party, but from the get-go, everybody was here last week.
It really ties down to a couple things, because I know we don't have forever. I can spend 30 minutes on this. Communication, technology, and commitment, and then staffing, obviously. So our technology and the open gates that we're now utilizing in all of our different areas, that gets our fans in much quicker. Our queuing lines are very organized. It may not, the perception in person may not seem like it, but we have video, we have pictures of actually how everyone is moving, the traffic. We had, it was 1.7 seconds average on each person going through the gate. We moved almost 25,000 fans inside the Albertsons Stadium within 30 minutes of kickoff, and I believe we provided a stat earlier this week. That's approximately 10% of the entire population of Boise. So when you think about it, you put into perspective 98% of people in the stadium for kickoff. That's the standard we're shooting for, but we're not going to make any excuses for the challenges. We have 1% better that we can get today, and that's what we're working on.
Man, you guys make one heck of an up-tempo offense.
That's right. So, something I loved about last week, how loud the stadium was. It was an electric atmosphere, maybe one of the best I've seen in my short time at Boise State, but how much of a difference does it make when you have the fans out here creating a hostile environment for an opposing team and hyping these guys behind us up?
There's a reason why since I believe 2018 we've averaged 3.8 false starts a game with our opponents. The stadium is very uniquely designed. It gets extremely loud in here. 37,000 sounds like 107,000. But I think it's everything matters, everything counts. It's our marketing team. It's the tradition. It's how we communicate expectations with Blue Chaos and just kind of that in-game brand standard that we want to have. Our fans are taking ownership. And whenever you can all come together and create that identity, that's when magic happens. And those are the moments that all of us that work in college athletics, that when you kind of take a look inside of our hearts, that's what gets us excited, and that's why we do what we do.
There's a few other things you feel like that are starting to connect. The average wait line in time for fans, way down. You guys set a record for concession sales. We're going to take a look at some of the new food here on the pregame show in just a moment, but how pleased were you with those numbers? And it has to feel good that you guys are making really good progress in those areas.
We are extremely pleased. As you would have heard Jeremiah say several times, we're never a finished product. And so, yeah, $450,000 in gross concessions last week. I believe we were on our new point of sale kiosks where we have the self-checkouts. We have improved in what was happening about 2 years ago in about a minute-and-a-half transaction time to go through the line and hand your product, take out your credit card, sign your receipt, was 11 seconds on Saturday. So when you look at the technology, when you look at the queuing lines, when you look at all of that, that's what resulted in a 31% increase in our concessions, which was a record for Boise State athletics and Albertsons Stadium. So it's great perspective for us that while we're not where we want to be, the numbers don't lie. And so we're going to continue to work on those numbers and make this experience better for Bronco Nation.
I mean, that is one heck of an impressive jump there. A minute and a half down to 11 seconds. Cody, you guys are doing tremendous work. As always, we appreciate you joining us on Bronco Roundup Game Day, brother.
Thank you, guys. Go
All right.
Broncos. Appreciate
Cody
it.
Gougler, again, the Associate Athletic Director here at Boise State. The game day atmosphere, it really is as good as it's ever been. New video board, sound system on the way next year. improved concessions and wait times way down, not only to get into the stadium, but if you want a beer or to grab your food as well.
And you talk to any player on the team, it makes a difference.
Yep.
When you got a happy crowd who's ready to scream as loud as they can when BSU's on defense.